Secret compartments, hidden microfilm, and covert drop-offs. They're all ingredients you'll find in the undercover world of spying, and they're all on display at the International Spy Museum. Peter Ernest is not only the executive director of the International Spy Museum, he's an ex-CIA insider. He helps us blow the cover off of one of the more unusual government programs in history, Project Stargate.
Peter?
Mark, how are you?
How are you?
Doing good day, Mark.
Good to see you. It's quite a place you have here. Yeah, I see that you have displays on just about every sort of espionage around the world. We came here specifically today to find out about Project Stargate. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
But what you're referring to is the project that was looking into what is called remote or distance viewing.
Right.
In other words, psychics, seers, right. The ability for me to have some sense of what is going on right now on the other side of town.
What's ESP? An electric spark?
In 1972, the CIA begins an ESP experiment called remote viewing, in which psychics use the power of their minds to describe people and objects in other parts of the world.
It's not the first time the CIA tries to tap into people's brains for information. In 1953, Operation MK Ultra attempts to use LSD as a truth serum, even giving doses to unsuspecting human guinea pigs.
That red beer really packs a wallop.
Project Stargate lasts over 20 years, from 1972 to 1995, and remote viewers give reports on everything from the capabilities of Soviet nuclear submarines to the location of Saddam Hussein.
It's just one piece in the spy puzzle, a little-known government program that spends over $20 million on America's psychic spies.
It's unlikely you would rely, even if there were some validity to this, you would rely totally on psychic phenomena. You would probably look at overhead satellite photography. You would see what your human sources were telling you. It's another tool in your kit bag to say, gee, these all seem to verify something.
By 1975, the Department of Defense takes over the program.
The Army brass realizes any advantage they can get over the Ruskies is a good thing.
Can you tell us a little bit about the climate of the times and why we really needed to do this?
Our concern was, what is their military capability? What do they have in the way of missiles? What is the range of the missiles? What else do they have? How big is their troop strength? Where are they deployed? All of these military questions. And in order to satisfy that, we tried to rely on different collection modes.
What is your method? How do you work? How does the truth come to you? Tell us, please.
And it's a humorous subject on the one hand. On the other hand, I think we were willing to try anything to develop intelligence about what is in there.
So, Peter, are there any of these remote viewers still around? And if so, do you think there's a possibility that we might be able to find one and talk to them about what it was like to be part of this project?
My guess would be that there are some of the viewers around, because the program, after all, was in existence right up through the less than 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm. There should be some of them still around, so I think we're going to see if we can track one down.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you very much for showing us around here. Do you think you might be able to show us the way out? It's a little confusing. Right. You need to be an intelligence agent.
During the Cold War, Americans used ESP to spy on the enemy. But who were these psychic soldiers? We head back to Weird U.S. headquarters to find out.
Today, Paul Smith is a retired Army major, but from 1983 to 1990, he was on the front line of America's War of the Mind.
So we've been studying up on this Stargate project, and you actually had something to do with it. Could you tell us what your relationship was?
I was in the program for 7 years as what people like to call a psychic spy.
It still seems a little far-fetched to me that the government believed in that sort of psychic ability enough to devote so much time and money in these tests. But it's not a hoax. I mean, it's a real thing.
It really does work. It doesn't work all the time, and you find a lot of people who, skeptics in general, who deny that it's possible because it doesn't fit in with their worldview.
I thought one of the reasons the government stopped the program because it wasn't a great success rate.
Well, actually, it was successful. It wasn't 100% successful. There were times when it failed, but no intelligence discipline ever is 100% successful, particularly this one. But it was successful often enough that I think it was justified being continued.
You mean you can prove it?
Science doesn't deal in proof, it only deals in evidence, and I do have some evidence for you.
Could you show it to us?
Sure.
If that's the best you can do.
Okay.
Evidence.
I'm going to show you actually some real materials from the Stargate program. First of all, project number 7902, and they want to know what was inside a building at the Sverdlovsk shipyard in the Soviet Union. Here are some of the sketches that resulted. First, basic sketches are something. There's something like shaped like this in the inside the building.
Obviously a submarine.
Or it looks like it could be anyway.
Or a spaceship.
Or a spaceship. And so this is one. The main viewer on this, Joe McMoneagle, drew this sketch. And he said, what's in there here is a couple smaller subs and a giant submarine. He says it's huge, it's bigger than any submarine I've ever had anything to do with. And he says the weird thing about this is that the missile tubes are in front of the conning tower, which of course was considered heresy by submarine designers at the time. They rejected the idea that it could possibly be like that. All the other nuclear subs had their missile tubes behind the conning tower, or they call it the sail. This is what the Typhoon submarine looks like. It was launched 10 months after the final remote viewing session was done. And you see from this photo how big this thing was.
And similar.
And very similar. It gives you an idea of how big the submarine is. It's bigger than the Washington Monument.
So if they had such a good success rate, why did the program get shut down?
Well, largely because the people who were in charge didn't believe in it. The supporters either died or retired, and that left the skeptics, and they got rid of the program.
It looks like a majority of Americans might disagree with that decision. A University of Chicago survey found that 67% of all adult Americans believe they have experienced some sort of ESP phenomenon.
So are you all up for an experiment, see if we can make this work?
Yeah, let's prove this thing once and for all. Paul.
So are you all up for an experiment, see if we can make this work?
Yeah, let's prove this thing once and for all. Paul.
We see who gets to be the guinea pig.
You call it in the air.
Okay.
Tails.
Heads. We have 4 envelopes here, and each one is a...
Next, 4 envelopes have been prepared, each with a different location within a half hour of Weird U.S. headquarters. None of us have any idea what the locations are.
All that's left is to roll the dice and find out where I'm going.
Well, I'm ready to go. I'll leave you two guys here to figure out what's going to happen.
Where's my pad and paper?
To keep our test legit, I'm going to take one of our producers to the secret location. Let's see if Mark can describe where we are.
Okay, we're ready. Envelope number 1. Let's see where I'm going to go.
Looks like the local library.
To start, first of all, if you put your name and date up name, date, and location up the top of the paper.
We'll see if this really works or not.
Now, when we're ready to start, I'm just going to give you the word target. And that means the target where Mark will be at in 7 minutes.
Right.
And then what you do is use them as a beacon. You're going to home in on their location. We don't care so much about them. We want you to describe where they are and the kinds of impressions you get, and if you get shapes or things you want to sketch, please sketch those down.
Okay, we're almost here.
Now, is this something that can be learned? I mean, I've never felt that I've had any sort of psychic ability in the past, so why would I now be able to sketch these remote viewer targets?
It seems to be a native human ability, but most humans just haven't thought about being able to do it and haven't really thought about how they would do it.
Now relax. Let your mind be free and receptive.
I think I can do that.
What do you think will happen? Here we are. Let's see if we can give them some vibes and see what happens.
Target.
Okay.
First flashes of color.
See red, and I see something round. Should I be trying to think of Mark at this location?
You can think of them being there, Mark and Ted being there.
I'm thinking.
I'm like sweating here. I'm trying to see something that's
you're trying too hard.
Remote elsewhere.
You're trying too hard. Okay.
Maybe I'll have to get deeper inside my head here.
Any feelings about that? How?
No, I think it seems I say concrete kind of a thing.
Okay.
I don't know. It's
Just
like
right
a
off the side, concrete.
slab, cement.
Okay. So we're at the end of the prescribed time. Okay, go ahead and gather up your pages, put them in order, and we'll go ahead and go out there and see what there is to be seen.
It's almost time. Let's see if he can guess where I am.
Well, let's see what we've got.
I'm not sure if I got Skirman's vibes, but I guess we'll soon find out.
Let's see what they come up with.
What's the site? What's the site?
I don't know. We'll soon find out.
Were you sending me signals?
I was trying.
Let's look through what we have out here. Go ahead and show them what you got.
Well, I can tell you right now what I got.
Let me see.
Let them see.
I got that right over there. The ball on top of the pedestal. And what did I say? Red.
There's red, yeah.
Oh, look. There's the concrete garbage can I drew.
Could be.
It's possible. How did you feel when you were in the process of doing this?
I felt like a blank slate. I felt like I didn't have much aptitude for this particular occupation.
Were you thinking that at the time?
Yes. Well, thank you, Paul. It's been interesting. I don't know whether I really believe in this whole remote viewing thing, but I guess the government believed in it enough to devote $20 million and a lot of years of research in it. So, might be something to it.
Psychic spies? I'm not one of them, but they are history.
Hey, what's with all the mood lighting? What are you up to, Mark?
Shh, I'm remote viewing.
Oh, yeah? What do you see inside that demented cranium of yours?
I see a bunch of TV execs sitting around wondering if we're going to get another season of Weird US. I'll keep you posted.
Thanks.